Tennessee is upset. Well, not technically. Tennessee falls to Oklahoma, the Josh Heupel Bowl. Joe, a really kind of fun game, but a really like blah game last night from both sides of these teams, or both of these teams. When you recap this game, what are your thoughts?
Blake, first of all, I kind of, you said it was a fun game. I didn't think it was a very fun game. I thought both these teams were insanely sloppy.
I didn't think that fun. I said blah from both of them.
Yes. Blake, this game was an ugly, ugly mess. Neither of these teams played a competent football game. Penalties, missed assignments, complete and utter failures to tackle. This was not clean by either Oklahoma or Tennessee. Blake, I bring this up to simply say Tennessee shouldn't be ranked. They shouldn't have been ranked. How they got as high as 14 the way that they did is egregious. And on top of this, I still don't think Oklahoma is very good. I don't. And I think that a game like this feeds into the incestuous conversation that we have every single week with the SEC. You beat a ranked team 1 week that falls out of the rankings in a couple of weeks, and that is enough to make your case for why you're one of the best teams in the country. We did it with Vanderbilt. We've done it with the likes of Missouri so far. It's just, I'm not trying to take my direct aim and shot at the SEC. I'm just trying to point out that just because ranked? They're playing,
is Michigan ranked? Is Michigan ranked?
Okay,
I'm just
like
asking.
No, wait, hold on. That's their best performance of the year, and it was against the second ever start for a true freshman. And Bryce Underwood played very poorly. Yeah, they're ranked.
Okay, well then why are they
ranked? Of when they play them, Blake, the context of that game is incredibly important. And I just said that this isn't a direct like aiming at the SEC. I'm trying to point out.
It really feels like it.
Well, yeah, you know what? Screw it. I am. Because we allowed our perception of the SEC being the tougher conference, allow for Oklahoma and Tennessee to be as ranked as high as they were coming into this game. I did not see a competent, good football team play in this game. I didn't think it was a good game.
I don't disagree with you there. But at the same time, then it's got to be, wins have got to matter. Bottom line. I don't want to hear it. They got to matter. They've got to matter. I'm sorry, but if two teams face off against one another, guess what? It's got to matter. Because at the end of the year last year, when Michigan beat Alabama, it surely mattered then. So I really don't want to hear it.
Context matters, though. The context of the conversation matters.
Okay, context matters. Wins matter.
Was that win in week 2 against Michigan not when Bryce Underwood, it was his first ever or second ever start, his first ever road start? Was that not?
Okay, I don't see you saying that USC, who's got 2 losses, should be unranked because of situations when they went up against and beat Michigan too.
But they beat Michigan a month after that.
Okay.
The version of Michigan today is different than the version of Michigan in week 2.
They still have 2 losses. I mean, with all due respect, Oklahoma is a 2-loss team when they faced half of their games, Joe, by the way, just throwing this out there, are against ranked opponents.
But this is my problem, Blake, is that we just throw that statement out incredibly loosely that they played ranked opponents. Where are the teams now that they previously beat that were ranked opponents?
There's Illinois.
Illinois is not currently ranked anymore, but they're still a 6-3 team.
Okay, so is Tennessee. So you're pointing at
Tennessee's worse than Illinois. Tennessee's worse than Illinois.
Okay, you can say that. Aguilar's worse than the quarterback, and I'll give you that. But at the same time, if you're looking at it on paper, they're both the same, bud.
Okay. Can we get into the game? I just want to point this out. To what I'm talking about here with Oklahoma. Ranked win against Auburn. You started this, right? Ranked win against Auburn.
You literally.
I started it. I started it. I started it, but you called me out for being. Their games against ranked teams that they have played against, Texas they lost. They lost to Ole Miss. And then the only real impressive game that they've had in the last month is this Tennessee win against a team that I
don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, the seventh ranked SEC team did beat, regardless if you want to say it, did beat Michigan, who's going to be in the top 5 of the Big Ten right now. So I get what you're saying, but at the same time, wins have got to matter. That's why let's get to the game.
Okay.
3 weeks ago, I came out here and I said that Joey Aguilar is who he is. And I got clipped. I was deathly ill. I was really sick. Did not want to be doing the show. And I got clipped by Tennessee fans. And boy, did it go viral, Mr. Joseph. Boy, it went viral. And all of a sudden, when he goes up against another ranked opponent, here he comes, Mr. Aguilar, the guy who had 19 turnovers at App State last year. What did he do? Well, he had 3 turnovers in the first half is what the hell he did. Now, the R. Mason Thomas hit and the scoop and score, by the way, can we hand R. Mason Thomas the football moving forward? Because good Lord.
Well, I don't know how banged up he is now, but he's the best athlete on that team, man. He's the best athlete on that team.
The ball. That's all I'm going to – if Caden Proctor's fat ass can run the football, R. Mason Thomas can get a handoff or two. That's all I'm saying. Caden Proctor, I love you. Tennessee blew this. They completely blew it. How many times are you going to throw into double coverage? Joe, I go into this with Tennessee. This is a rebuilding year for them. When the whole situation with Nico went down, I don't really want to hear it. With all the depletions they had, I don't really want to hear it. You blew it. You blew it. You cannot turn the ball over that much. And to all the Tennessee fans that keep clipping us and putting us out there, first off, your head baseball coach left. Nah. Second off, you have a quarterback in 5 years that all that he has proven is that he is a turnover machine. What did the 2 interceptions show you? So the TriStar Network, buddy, you don't know ball if you don't see that. So stop fucking clipping us. That's neither here nor there. But at the same time, this dude, with everything that's out there on him, Joe, they have got to stop turning the ball over. They got to. Whether it's Georgia, whether it's Oklahoma, regardless, you're running the ball up and down Oklahoma's throat. Why are you giving the ball to freaking Joey Aguilar? Why? I got to say it. Heupel, this one's on you, big dog. Bishop is going off. What are you doing? I don't know how to quantify this Tennessee team. Their secondaries, crap. But, Joe, Oklahoma couldn't throw the football. Not the way that they needed to. I mean, you had 3 turnovers in the first half, and you got 0 separation from your receivers. This is the worst secondary in the SEC. It's not a debate. They are the worst. And, Joe, they got 0 separation. Good for Oklahoma. Glad that you won. You found a little bit of a running game with John Mateer. Kind of looks a little bit more healthy. Man, I'm not going there. They blew this. This is on Heupel. Some of the stuff that you were doing, I'm sorry. At what point after the 3rd turnover did you look at yourself and say, hey, in the second half, let's throw the football? Joe, they went up 17-16. Why you got away from the running game when you got inside the 30-yard line is beyond me. But hold on. You got punked by a kicker.
I wrote this down. Wait. I wrote this down. Sandell was the best player in this game.
Without a doubt. How do you get somebody to come off in your stadium, kick multiple 55-plus yard kicks, longest kick in Neyland Stadium history, and he's grabbing his nutsack and talking shit to you? You know what I would have done? I would have hit him square in his chin strap that was not buckled and gotten the 15-yard penalty. Excuse me, you little special.
All right, respect specialists. All right, man. Let's not. You're not hitting no specialists. You're not hitting a kicker late. You're not hitting a kicker late. I'm not letting you do that. Not letting you do that. I'm not letting you do that. You can't say that about my boy. You can't. I'm protecting any specialist. I'm not letting you talk crazy about a specialist.
2 55-plus yard field goals won the game for Oklahoma. Bottom line.
That's why I wrote this down. 4 for 4, long of 55. He was Oklahoma's best player because if it wasn't for the R. Mason Thomas touchdown that completely put the ball in their hands, and then the game in their hands, and then the 2 picks by Aguilar that then set them up. If it wasn't for that and the ability to have short fields and easier success to finish off the game, Like Sandell was the reason why you were able to put points on the board. They weren't finishing drives.
No,
the tier was erratic and all over the place. Here's what the bigger issue is, and I think the bigger indictment on Heupel is. You were going up against arguably one of the worst offensive lines of ranked teams. Actually, they had the worst offensive line of any top 25 team. It was bad. On film, got pushed around every single game, could not get any drive off the ball when they tried to run the ball. That was what was plaguing them. I believe they put out a new unit of guys, and most of them were freshmen and redshirt freshmen. And you got whooped. Seriously, go out, rewatch the game, big plays that they had on the ground. They're paving lanes. They're running dudes over. That is inexcusable that you were the team that Oklahoma got right against. Your defensive line was supposed to be your strength.
It's not Auburn. It's not one of these really bad teams.
Yeah, I think that's an indictment. And this kind of plays to my point why I think that both these teams aren't good and aren't as Oklahoma's going to get brought up still as a playoff team on the fringe. And like, you got to watch out for them. They're not beating Alabama. I'm telling you that right now, because their offense is a mess and they can't tackle. That was why they kept throwing the ball, by the way. They can't tackle. They can't tackle. How many blown plays were there in this game because they just let Tennessee's receivers just separate for huge gains because they broke tackles and they broke coverages? That was why they kept doing it, but they overlooked that Aguilar is way too risky of a decision maker at times, and it completely killed him. I'm out on these teams.
Hold on. Sometimes.
Well, a lot of the time.
Hold on. The interceptions are a byproduct of how bad of a decision maker he is. Why are you running RPOs with a guy who's constantly making bad decisions? He's got guys running wide ass open. You can't lose in the Halloween uniforms. I mean, listen, no. I'm not saying Aguilar is you can't. The black and orange, you can't lose. Joe, they got to make a move at quarterback. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
I don't know what options I think.
I don't care. I don't care. He's going to keep turning the ball over. Hey, newsflash. Joe, who were the two quarterbacks coming into the season that we knew about a lot that turned the ball over a bunch? Garrett Nussmeier and Carson Beck. What have they continuously done?
Turn the ball over.
What has Joey Aguilar done? He led the entire FBS in turnovers last year, and you thought that this wasn't going to be a problem. It was going to rear its head when you started playing better competition. When the book came out on him on what Tennessee wanted to do with him, it was going to happen. Sorry, when Georgia figured you out in the second half, the reason he couldn't move the ball is because they figured you out. You were too predictable. Joe, I'm sorry, the better team did not win. I said it. The better team didn't win. I'd still take Tennessee today over Oklahoma. I would. You got to be a better decision maker at quarterback. The primetime lights were too big. So, that's neither here nor there. All right.